A one-person King Lear. The Tragedy of King Lear by William Shakespeare is a complex 4-hour play with a multitude of characters, main plot and subplots. It addresses themes that are as relevant and important today as they were when it was written 400 years ago. Now, this is a 90-minute version of the play which focuses primarily on Lear's inner journey of self-discovery and individuation. Harold Bloom said, "King Lear, of all Shakespeare's dramas, shows an infinitude that transcends the limits of literature and may well be the height of literary experience." Lear himself is Shakespeare's most sublime and most demanding character. Beyond us in grandeur and in essential authority, he is a startlingly intimate figure, an emblem of fatherhood itself. Lear always demands more love than can be given, and so he scarcely can speak without crossing into the realms of the unsayable. He sometimes, somehow, succeeds in saying what no one else could ever say. He cannot speak without disturbing us.
Now, we shall express our darker purpose. Bring me the map. There. No. We've divided in 3 our kingdom. 'Tis our fast intent to shake all cares, burdens of our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl towards our death. Our 3 daughters, Goneril, Regan, Cordelia. Since we divest ourselves both of rule, interest of territory, cares of state, who shall we say doth love us most, our largest bounty to extend, where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first. O Father, I love you more than words can wield the matter, more than eyesight, liberty. Value you more than all rich or poor, no less than life, health, honor, grace, as much as child e'er loved or father found. As breath makes poor and speech unable, beyond all manner of so much do I love thee. Oh, Regan. Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with champagne riches, shadowy forests, plenteous rivers, do we make thee lady, and divine and Albany's issue be it perpetual. And now, our second daughter, Regan, speak. Oh, Father, I'm of the self-same metal that my sister is, and I pride me at her worth. And I find in my deepest heart that she speaks the very deed of love. And yet, she comes too short, for I profess myself to be the enemy of all other joys, and I find myself alone felicited in thy dear Highness's love. Oh, Regan, Regan. To thee and thine, hereditary ever, remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, vitality, or pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. Now, the last, though not the least, whose young love the vines of France and Burgundy strive to be interest. Oh, what say you to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing, my lord. Cordelia, nothing will come of nothing. And speak again. Father, unhappy as I am, I just find I can't heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty, as is my bond. No more, no less. Cordelia, mend thy speech a little, lest you mar your fortunes. Father, you have begot me, bred me, loved me, and most honored me, and I return those duties to you as are right fit. Why my sisters' husbands if they say they love you all? If that day when I'm wed, that Lord whose hand shall take my plight shall carry with him half my love, half my care, half my duty. I can't wed, as my sisters say they do, to love my father all. There goes thy heart with this. Yes, my lord. So young, so unkind. So young, my lord, and true. True. Truth. Truth, eh? Oh, truth then be thy dower. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, by all the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operations of the orbs by which we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all paternal care, propinquity and property of blood, and hold thee from this forever, barbarous Scythian, and he whom generation messes shall be to my bosom more well neighboured, pitied, and relieved than thou, our sometime daughter. Good my liege, peace, Kent. Not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her best. I sought to set my rest on her fair nursery. Let the grave then be my peace, as here I hold my father's heart from her. Goneril, Regan, I hereby invest thee both in all my power, and all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourselves, by monthly course, with and 100 nights to be sustained by you will abide with you in due turns. Ourselves to retain the name and all the attributes of a king. The revenue, sway, execution of the rest, beloved daughters, be yours. The wish to confirm this coronet I part betwixt thee. Followed you as my king. Yeah, I've ever honored you as my king. Loved you as my father. Followed you as my master. And as my patron, thought on you in my prayers. Can't. The bow is drawn and bent me from the shaft. Let it fall rather on the region of my heart. Dost thou think that duty will have fear to speak when power bows to flattery? What will thou do, old man? Duty's honor bound to speak when majesty stoops to folly. Reverse thy doom! Thy youngest daughter doesn't love thee least, nor are they empty-hearted whose low sounds reverb no hollowness. Can't. My life. No more. My life was ever waged against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it. Now by Apollo, King, swears our gods in vain. Record, miscreant, reverse thy doom, lest as long as his throat has vent to cry, I'll tell thee, thou dost evil. Hear me, recreant, hear me, since thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we durst never yet, and with sustained pride, come between our sentence and our power. Our potency made good, here then thy reward. 5 days do we allot thee to make provision against diseases of the world. And if 10 days hence thy banished trunk be found in our domain, the moment is thy death. Away by Jupiter, this shall not be revoked. Who is it? Can tell me who I am? Not Lear? Lear, walk thus, speak thus. Notion weakens, discernment lethargized. His eyes. Who is it who can tell me who I am? Lear's shadow. Hey, Knuckle, you should take my fool's cap. This fella, banished 2 of his daughters, gave the 3rd one a blessing against his will. Hey, Knuckle, I wish I had 2 daughters and 2 caps. If I gave my daughters my living, keep my caps for myself. Here's my cap. Beg another of thy daughters. Take heed, Sarah. Whip. Truth's a dog, must a kennel. Dog must be whipped. The lady hound stands by the fire and stinks. Hey, Uncle, teach you a speech. Do? Have more than thou showest. Ride more than thou goest. Lend less than thou owest. Learn more than thou knowest. Set more than thou throwest. Keep thy drink and thy whore, and stay in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2/10 to a score. It's nothing, fool. Uncle, it's like the feeble unpaid lawyer. Gave me nothing for it. You make nothing of this, Uncle. Nothing comes of nothing. Tell him. So much the rent of his land comes to. Won't believe a fool. Bitter fool. Uncle, can I tell you the difference between a sweet fool and a bitter fool? Do? Well, that Lord counseled thee to give away your land to your daughters. Set him here. You for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool presently arrives. The motley fool there, biggest fool here. So call me a fool, boy. Oh, Uncle, all your other titles you've given away that you were born with. Uncle, give me an egg. I'll give you 2 crowns. What 2 crowns shall they be? Well, you take the egg, break it in the middle, eat the meat. 2 crowns to the egg. You clovest your crown in the middle, gave the parts to your daughters. You took your ass on your back over the dirt. And fools have no less wit in a year. Oh, wise men are so foppish, they know not how their wits to wear. Their manners are so apish. You want to be so much in song, Sarah. Oh, Uncle, I've used it ever since. You made your daughters your mothers, gave them the rod, pulled down your breeches, and they for sudden joy did sing, and I for sorrow sung. Such a king could play Bo Peep and go the fools among. I don't know where this is going, what you're gonna do, but here comes one of your daughters now. See how things go there.
Now, we have to understand who these knights are. This is a crack unit. Compare them to the SEALs or to the highly trained samurai warriors. They could take on an army of thousands and win without losing a single man. They are the pride of Lear's life. Goneril and Regan are nervous. Goneril and Regan are nervous about Lear keeping these knights because he will maintain a great deal of power and could easily take over the reins again if he chose to. They want to marginalize him and get rid of his men. If it was today, they'd be trying to take away his driver's license and put him in a nursing home. Lear's fool arrives. He begins to reflect back to Lear what he has done and the enormity of it. Lear meets with both Goneril and Regan. They tell him he has to get rid of his knights, and since he has given away all his power, he has no option but to comply.
How now, daughter? What makes this front lit on? You think so, art of late? Too much of the frown. Sir, not only this unlicensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank and unenduring riots. What use? Are you my daughter? This admiration, sir, is much in line with other of your recent pranks. As you are old and reverent, you should be wise. I beseech you, sir, to understand my purposes aright. Here, you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered and debauched, and make this a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust make this more like a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame of it, sir, makes for instant remedy. Be desired by her, whom otherwise will take what she begs, to disquantity your train a little, and those that remain to be men whom are besort your age, and know themselves, and you. Darkness and devils, call my train together, gather my horses, not bother thee. Yet I have left a daughter. You, marble-hearted whore, more hideous art thou in a child than a sea monster. Detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice, and rarest parts that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard supports the worship of their name. Sir, if you are to stay with me, you are to dismiss half your train. Oh, small fault. How hideous didst thou and Cordelia show, when like an engine wrenched my true nature from its fixed place, took heart from love, added to the gall. Lear, 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 beat at this gate that let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out. Life and death, I'm ashamed that thou hast the power to make. Shape my manhood thus, with these hot tears break from me perforce. May the untented woundings of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. Oh, fond eyes. Weep this cause again. I'll pluck you out, toss you like the waters that you lose to temper clay. Has it come to this? Let it be so. Yet I've left a daughter. I'm sure it's warm and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she'll tear thy wolfish visage. And thou shalt find, that I resume the shape thou think'st I have cast off forever. Thou shalt, I warn thee, thou shalt. Fool. I gotta do. I don't know, Nuncle. Go visit your other daughters. Things turn out better there. Oh, Father, how good to see you, my Lord. How does my Lord? Reagan. Beloved Reagan, thy sister's not. She struck me with sharp-toothed unkindness. Here, you barely speak to thee. I'd not believe with what depraved quality. Oh, Father. Have faith. Keep patience. I cannot in the least think that my sister would fail in her obligations to you. My curses on her. As you are old, you should be ruled by some discernment. Perhaps by those who know you better than you yourself. Return to my sister, sir. Say you've wronged her. Ask her forgiveness. Mark thou how this becomes the house. Dear daughter, I confess, I am old. Age is unnecessary. On bended knees I beg thee for raiment, bed, and food. Oh, Father, these tricks are unsightly. Return thou to my sister. Never, Rhaega. She hath abated half my train, looked black upon me, struck me with her tongue, most serpent-like. Now the vengeances of heaven fall on her untimely top. Strike her young bones, you taking airs with lameness, you nimble lightnings dart your blinding flames into her eyes. Pens up fogs, drawn by the powerful sun, fall and blast her pride. My goodness, by the gods. So you will wish on me when the black mood strikes? Never, Rhaegan. Shalt never have thy father's curse. Not in your tender-hearted nature doesn't give thee o'er to harshness. her eyes are fierce. Yours to comfort, not burn. It's not in your nature to grudge me my pleasures, cut my train, bandy harsh words, and in conclusion to bar the gate against my coming in. Thou knowest better the offices of nature, the bonds of childhood, the effects of courtesy. And thou hast not forgot that half the kingdom I on thee bestowed. Oh, Father, as you are weak, seem so. If you return to my sister, having dismissed half your train, return now then to me. Rather abjure all ruse, making amity with the air. Be a comrade to the wolf and owl, return to her never. At your choice, sir. No, Regan, I'll stay here with you. Me and my 100 knights. Vouchsafe it, sir. 50 knights. 'Tis not well. What need more? How can such a host, under one roof, with two commands, keep amity? 'Tis hard, almost impossible. No. If you are to return to me, sir, for here I smell a danger, you are to return with 25. To no more will I give place or shelter. I gave you all. You and your sister. Made you my guardians, my depositories. Am I to return to you, Regan, with 25? Said you so? Oh, Father. What need 25? What need 10? What need 5, when twice so many have command to tend to you? What need 1? Reason not the need. Man's basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is as a beast, or the woman. With that, to be warm or gorgeous, nature needs not what gorgeous wears and barely keeps them warm. No, what we need, what I need, patience. Patience I need. All you got. If it be you, have turned these daughters' hearts against their father, tempt me not to take it tamely. Fill me with noble anger. Let not women's weapons, water drops, stain my manly cheeks. You unnatural hags. I shall have such vengeance on you both. All the world shall. I know not yet what it shall be, but it'll be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping. But this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws ere I weep. Fool. Fool. I shall go mad. Let me not go mad. Not mad.